Hello everyone, thank you for coming back to join me. I'm glad that you're here with me. I'm just continuing with my accordion style flip envelope journal that I've been making, and I think a few of you are journaling, making one along with me. And I've had a few people say to me that they are, now that I've started adding the papers, they're lost as to what the envelopes were like in the first place. So they've got a little bit confused. So I thought that I would just take a minute, because I've made myself a template, another one, just to go through it with you so that you can see that you're not lost any more than I am, if that makes sense. So the first one that we've got is a small envelope, and that's that. The next one that we've got is a bigger envelope, and I cut mine down slightly, and that opens like that. So obviously these aren't joined up together. We've then got the big window envelope, and that opens like that. We've then got the one that folds out and out. So I guess they can get kind of topsy-turvy as you're making them. And as I'm decorating mine, I know I'm flipping it around, trying to think where I'm at and what I'm doing with it. So if I'm confusing you, I do apologise. So I think I showed you where I'd got to with mine. So I decorated the front, put the flips on, super smashing great. Oh, sorry, the dog's just come in and tickled me around my ankles. Sorry, she made me jump. The envelope, I've just put that away, haven't I? The envelope, which is where I'm at, mine's upside down. The envelope, which, so that is like that, is there. This one had an extra window in, this one hasn't. So that's that envelope sealed up just there. We've got this bit just here. So I've decorated, just put papers all the way across there. Now there's going to be a journal or journal pages in this one. That's where I put them in the last one. And also by the window envelope as well. So I know there's going to be journal papers just there. And the reason that I've decorated that quite messily is because I wanted to put a pocket on it, I decided, to decorate it. So that will close like that. So there'll be journal papers in there, and that will close to open or to open. So I want to put that on there. Where is it? There's the, that's where the journal pages are going to be sewn. So I want to put that on there, and I'm going to decorate it with this lady. So I think I'll just do that as a starting point. So I don't know if any of you are doing this. Quite a few of you have said that you've wanted to do it. I'm just going to open that out so that it's nice and flat. Some of you have said that you do want to do it, but that you're a little bit nervous about it. Sorry, I'm just stopping because I think I want to put a hinge on that bit. I think I want to. Just because then it gives my pocket that little bit extra space to be opened. So I'm just going to stick that on. I don't know if you can see me. I'm sorry if I've gone out of screen. So here in the UK, they've been forecasting that we're going to have thunderstorms and heavy rain. We did get rain. I'm in the Midlands, so where I live in Nottingham, we did get some rain yesterday. It was a wet day. But fortunately, we didn't get any thunder. I say fortunately because my dog is petrified of thunder. If we get thunder, she has to have medication, bless her. She gets herself in such a state. It's awful. She is a bit daft in her old age. But she can't help it. So we try not to give her anything. We try to kind of ignore that there's thunder and pretend that she hasn't really heard it. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so I am going to put this pocket down. So if it's a bit dark or a bit dull, again, because we've got the builders, my neighbours have got the builders in, they are so noisy in the day, I just can't do anything. I can't think straight. We've had to keep the doors shut, so it's a good job the hot weather's not here at the moment, else we'd be stifling, wouldn't we? But they've either got the radio on, or they're shouting up and down to each other, or they've got the machinery going. I know it's not for long, but it just feels kind of disruptive. I think I need a new glue bottle as well. Right, so there's my crease. So I don't want that to go right up to the crease. Oh, it's hard to see when you've got the... But I would like it a bit straight, that's all right. I don't want it to interfere with the journal pages that are going to go in there. So I've just left a little bit of a space in there. And then that makes a pocket. And then I had a, oh, there we are. I knew I had a lady somewhere that I wanted to decorate it with. So again, this is one of the Tim Holtz winter people. And I'm just going to put that on there. I kind of worked out what I wanted on this bit. So yes, I have done some decorating without you. So, because otherwise I'm going to be here all for a month trying to get it done. That's going to go there, and then she's going to sit on there. And I want her to perch on that with a little bottom on there, look. So I just want that to go up there a bit, don't I? I think a lot of these Tim Holtz people are kind of sitting down, which is fine, but you've got to sit them on something, haven't you then? You can't just have them floating willy-nilly in the air. So if I put that there, up a little tiny bit, yeah, that'll be fine. And then this lady's going to get stuck on. So all that I did since you were with me last time is I've decorated one side, or almost decorated one side of this journal, of the structure of it, just because it does take quite a while, you know, getting your papers sorted and putting them on. I like her just there. There we go. So that will fold like that, so that when you open it, there'll be journal papers in there, there'll be that lady there, and there's going to be a journaling card in there. Okay, so then the next bit was the window envelope that we covered. So you can see I've just put papers on all the way across, and I've left it here at this point because I've written on there, I've left myself a little note, attach envelopes, and that is my second set of envelopes that are going to hook on there. So if I close this up, and this is what I keep doing, I keep opening and closing it to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do. And I put those children lower down. I want to put these people a little bit higher up, just because I want to, for no other reason other than that. So then they will flip, and it will look like that. Okay, and I thought it would be nice to have them so that I could just see that quote. I don't know if you can see it, but I've put a little quote there. So again, I'm just going to that makes it quite high, but I'm okay with that. Let's get that stuck on. So I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing. I feel that I'm working with my arms stretched out at the moment. And then, of course, as I said before, this bit gets covered. So before I do all of the covering of this envelope, I like to add my attached envelopes to it. So we can see that quote there. We've got that flip there, that flip there. There will be some papers in there, so you won't see those two together. and then that will open like that. I don't think I'm going to put papers there, but what I'd thought was this extra flip. So if we go back, that goes like that, it tucks in. So I usually have arrows and things. So again, I've just put it back the way it was, back to my front, just to make sure that everything's laying the way I want it to. This will now get decorated. That will flip out. And I've made this to go on there, just because I thought it would look nice. And I've put a journaling card in there, and then it's the top loading one. So that's an extra for me that I'm adding on. And you don't have to do that at all. So what I want to do is decorate this bit. Right, so I need to think what I want to do. Move those out the way. I just want something that's going to go across, don't I? Yes, I do. I do. I could have those people. Let me just tear this off. Because I don't want, oh, you see, if I do that, she's going to get into the fold. That goes in there. It might be quite nice to have a picture on there though, mightn't it? So I could do it up to it. Right, so what I think I'm going to do, let me sort my papers out and I'll come back to you. Okay, so what I'm doing, sorry I hadn't switched the camera back on, had I? I am a nitwit. I'm just turning my edges over because it is only an envelope, isn't it? And I just want it to be nice and strong. I've got some glue there. So I've used a strip that I had, and I've caught that on my glue book. So I'll get rid of my glue page. But that's okay. I'm not panicking about it because I'm going to put something over it. Now I need to just know where that fold is. It's about there. So they are going to go over it, or up to it rather. So I'm going to cut this. Obviously I didn't mean cut it, I meant tear it. And I'm just going to ink that edge, only because it's a rough edge and I just want to add a bit of colour to it. There we go. I'm going to take the bottom off of it. Turn it round, Carol. And that I'm going to put on there, not quite all the way up to there, but I think I'm going to put something at the bottom first just to cover that. I'm just going to cut the bit of this out. One moment. Okay, get this glued on. I've really backed myself into a corner here. It's because I've got that laid out, isn't it? Right, let's get these people glued on. So when you're decorating the backs of these, or you're decorating the body of the journal, the envelopes that you've glued together, you can use whatever papers you want to do. I've tried to think ahead, which is why I've got some pencil marks on them, you know, where I want to put my, where the envelopes are going to go, if I'm going to put a pocket on it, things like that, just to kind of save myself the trauma, if you like, of going, oh, I've done that now and I can't put it on because I've covered it up. Now I don't want to fold that at the minute, but this one is okay to fold, because what I'm thinking is I'm having a journal page going in there, and that's where I'm just coming around that corner, isn't it? Okay, that's okay. And then I'm going to put that on there, because that's pretty, isn't it, with that lace? It does remind me of snow, it really does. These lacy ones are from Tailor Made Journals. You get quite a few in the set, and I use them loads, I really do. They're good for backing journal cards with, because this, you can, you know, they're plain, you can write on them. But for me, they are just a snow scene. So that's going to go there, like that. Just turn it over. And of course, on the back here, I'm turning it over because I haven't decorated this side yet. So that one, where am I? Oh yeah, it's folding inwards, isn't it? That's folding inwards. So you have to keep thinking. It is a good idea to keep folding it and reminding yourself. So now I want to decorate here. And I think I need something with a bit more colour on there. It has got a bend there, hasn't it? I don't want to put any more people on it. Let me just find a piece of paper. Okay, reminding myself this part here is going to have a signature sewn in. I've written there, signature. You probably can't see it, but I can. So that's going to fold over there. Sometimes when you fold them too early, but that will have a piece of fabric down it, because where I sew a signature in, on the outside, I'm going to put a piece of fabric. So I'm okay with that. So that's going to go on there. Piece of fabric's going to cover that up, so I don't mind that there's that little bit of a gap just there. So I know not everybody will put fabric over where the signature is, and as I say, it honestly, you know, it's your journal, make it the way that you want to do. Trying to think, I don't think Leslie puts fabric on hers. I just think it makes it look nice and neat. That's just me. Okay, turn it over because I want to fold these over. And if I've got it right, if, it's a bit wonky, isn't it? Hind leg of a donkey, I think there, Carol. And I've gone off screen again. So that's going to fold in, and that's going to fold in. So when you open that bit, you're going to see those lovely people. And that's going to be like that. Oops. So flip, flip, flip. Signature's going to go in here. Fold the signature over. That's going to have some fabric down it because there's going to be a signature in there. So that's perfect for me. I just need to cover that bit. So you can see it isn't a quick process. Let me find my scrap. Okay, so I'm just covering this. Can't even turn my glue page over because of my sticky fingers. Oh, and I've just cut my glue on. Don't you just hate it when you try and glue something and your glue stick gets caught and stuck? Let's just open this a minute. I think I've overcomplicated this for myself by adding the extra pocket that I'm going to put on. But I liked it. I just like the idea of having something, making this one a bit different to my last one. Okay, so let's have a look. That's one side that we've now, move that out the way, one side that we've now decorated. So if I was to go back to my original, Where are we? That's that, that, that. So that's what we've got. That's what I've covered here, look. We've got my window at my front one with the big window in. We've got that 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all nicely decorated now. So I hope it helps to see where I'm at. And then in my head, because I thought it would be a bright idea, I've lost it. I've made this pocket, this extra tag, this extra flip to go on there. And I just want to make sure that it will actually close if I do that. It will. So I am going to stick that on there. So this is an extra. It's not one that you have to put on. It's one that I thought, you know, when you have those bright ideas. But I'm not going to put any, it doesn't mean I'm going to put any extra pages in, because these do tend to get quite bulky. I mean, you know, if you think about how much paper you're putting on these, because you're collaging it, you're decorating it. So that's going to fold over there. And then I've only got that back bit to decorate. Not much, you might think. There. So I've already put a tag in there, look. Did a pocket. I'm not sure what you call it when you use the same piece of paper. I've torn this off on there, and then I've stuck it on again as a pocket. Ghost pocket? It's probably wrong. It's probably not a ghost pocket at all. So that's going to go like that, fold like that, and fold like that. Okay, so there's the front. See if I've got it right. It'll open up there. There's going to be a signature in there. That will open, and that will open, and that will open. So it works. It does work. I've complicated myself, and that's a top loading pocket just there. I'm not going to put any papers in there. So that works. So I'm happy with that. Time-wise, where are we? 22. I'll keep going. Shout if you're getting fed up of seeing what I'm doing. I've written here something nice. Tall pocket, tuck, signature. So I've kind of thought about what I want to do. Sticky glue. So something nice. I think I'm going to use these little children. Now I know when I put the papers in for the signature, I know that I'm going to be using some of the same papers, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind that. Let's take the bottom off it. So I don't want to, I either want to fold over the crease or not quite. So that, if it was straight, I've got very gluey scissors as well. That's going to go on there. And it's going to get covered up. This bit is going to get covered up because I want a tall pocket on there. So I'm quite happy to actually put that on there, because those little children won't be interfered with by the crease that's here. And then I'll just need to put something across the top there. So that's what I'm going to do on that bit. I'm just going to level this up. Just one moment. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Sorry, Bonnie. Sorry, I've just tripped over the dog. She's at my feet. When you've got a dog, they always lay in the most awkward places, don't they? Oops, and I'm getting glue, gouging my glue again. So when you're making this, all that you need to do is cover both sides of your envelopes, and bear in mind, think about where you maybe want to attach any additional envelopes that you're adding. Those that I've put on the front and on the back, you don't have to add them. You can just have a window envelope at the front, or you can add another envelope if you want to. Make it as easy or as complicated as you want to do. That's going to go on there. I just open that so that it's a bit flat for me, just to get my paper down. Just want to get that squished onto that fold there. And that is, there's going to be a signature on the other side, so that might well have a piece of, no, that's where the signature's going this side, isn't it? Silly me. See, I'm getting myself confused. And then I want to put these snowballs again across the top. I think they will just go nicely. Get that stuck down as well. And then I've only got 2 bits to cover, haven't I? You can put as big pieces on or as little pieces on as you like. There's no rights and wrongs on this, don't forget. Make it how you want it to be. Okay. I'm happy with that. So they're on the front. This is going to fold here because there's a signature going in there. So I want to let that dry a little bit. So now I just want to put something on these. So there's going to be a little signature going in there. I'm going to have a pocket just there, and I'm going to have some kind of tuck just here. So I want something to go just there. Let me find another piece of paper. I'm sorry I keep stopping and starting, but I want to try and get this covered while you're with me. And if you spend the hours that I take trying to pick which papers I want, we'll never get it done. So bear with me. Okay, so I'd written something nice on there. So I think I'm going to put this one on there. I think I just need to take a snip. I just don't want it to interfere with the fold, this fold. So I want it to be that little bit shorter, just to be sure it's not going to interfere with it when I fold it. Although there will be another piece of paper going over that. Yeah, that's better. Look, there's a fold there. So I want some paper to go over all of that. So let's get the glue on this. Trying not to cut my glue this time. I'm trying to get plenty on. I don't like it when you get air bubbles in your paper where you've missed a bit of glue. So I think I do tend to be a bit heavy-handed with my glue. Just a little bit. Okay, that should be enough. Right, excuse me while I just lean over, folks, because I want to put that up to the top and down the side. Give it a good squishing. So that there is a fold there, and I should be able to still, yeah, I can see where that is on the back. And that's where there's a little signature going in there, because that folds to the back. That will fold forwards. So there's going to be a signature just there, only a narrow one. There's going to be some sort of pocket just there. I think I might use a bit of this across the bottom. Oh. Let's cut it with a blade, shall we? I hope this is making sense to you all. I mean, I think when you're doing it, Just think about where you want your extra envelopes to be if you're putting extra envelopes on. I'm just going to rip this lady off because she would make rather a nice tag or flip or something. I don't need that much across there, do I? I'd love to know if you're making one of these, what theme you've chosen to do. Now I think I just want it to look, although I am going to put a pocket there, aren't I? See, I've covered my pencil marks up now, haven't I? That's going to go on there like that. And then I need a little bit of something there. But, you know, I had lots of strips of paper and I appear to have covered them all up. But I think that might be nice, that'll do. I just want to put something under there. I'm going to put a pocket on there, so I am just going to stick that all the way across. Yes, I am. Because a lot of that's going to get covered up because I am putting a big pocket just there. So it just needs to be the writing sideways. Will that fit then? Yeah. And then that bit up there. So it's a bit of collaging, isn't it? And I'm hoping that I haven't lost you all completely. So there's a signature going in there. I'm going to have some sort of pocket there. I'm going to have some sort of pocket there. So these two bits you will see together, but this bit you won't. So I want something that's going to go from here and slightly over because I want it to cross that line. Oh dear. And I might just use that because it's big enough. Wide enough. It's long enough. And I like it that it has that edge there. The crease is there, so they will be over it. And then this, they'll probably get covered up when I put a pocket or something on there, won't it? Right, yep, that's going on there. I don't really think you can go wrong when you do collaging, can you? And if you don't like it, in the end, you can always stick another piece of paper over it, can't you? That's my thoughts anyway. Right, do excuse me, I'm just going to try and lean over. Do you know, I think it's trying to rain again. Okay, let me just shove some bits out the way. That is going to fold that way. That's okay, so that's going to fold that way. There's my big bit. That's going to have a tuck spot in it. Not a tuck spot. I've got this that comes with Amy's kit, and I've printed it on slightly heavier paper, and it fits the American size window envelopes, so you cut those bits out. But I thought what I was going to use it for is to make a tall pocket to go in this bit here between these two creases. So there's going to be a signature there, and there's going to be a fold just there. So if I was to make this, that's about 4 inches, so I want this to be less. So if I did it about 3.5-ish inches, where does that take me? So I could fold that over slightly a little bit more. Or 3 3/4. I don't like to fold these while they're too wet, because otherwise you get that awful... Too late, I've done it now, haven't I? You get that crease mark, don't you? We don't like a crease mark, but at least now I can see. So if I did it 4 inches, it would be quite tight. So I really don't want it to be 4 inches. I'm going to go an eighth less, a whole eighth less than 4 inches. Just fold that there. And that's good luck, because then it meets at the back, which will mean I've got a lovely, and it should be level. Yep, it's straight. So I'm going to join that at the back. I'm going to, how we're doing for time, 37. Let me cut this down into a pocket. I'll be back. Okay, so I've made that into an envelope, look. So I folded that, and folded the flap up. And then that will sit on there as a pocket. And I will find something to decorate it with. Not sure what yet. So I need to seal this pocket up. So I'm trying to use the papers that I had printed. The UK size envelopes just don't quite fit this template of Amy's. However, you can fill in the missing bits and kind of collage it, which works really well. I've done that before and it looks really nice. But on this one, I just didn't want... I didn't want a window envelope, so I thought I'm not wasting what I had printed. So I've turned it into a pocket. And that pocket is going to sit there, like so. It's not going to have a tuck behind it, because as I said, this will get really rather bulky. So I'm going to glue it on. What I'm trying to do is fill a bit of time, hoping that the pages, these bits that I've glued on, will dry, so that I can fold it up and show you where we're at. And if it's a longer video, hopefully you might stick with me. See, I suppose I know where I want to have pockets and envelopes and things, tuck spots and that, because I've made one before. So I'm going to put that between the two folds. Push it down so it glues on really well. And that's going to be an envelope, a pocket there. That's going to fold that way. And again, I don't really want it to, crease. And if I do it gently, it'll be okay. It will be okay. Yep, that's fine. So that folds like that. that folds. So there's going to be a signature in there. That will fold like that. Where have I got to? That's like that. That folds like that. See, it's already bulky before you put any papers in. Okay. Whew. So I'm all enveloped, decorated. So let's just see where we are. We're at 40 minutes. So bear with me, folks. So the front of it, we have got an envelope there, an envelope there. We've got that one there. I'm going to have a signature in just here. That will open and you've got a pocket there. You've got that pretty child just there. That will open. I wanted it that way, didn't I? No, I didn't. It was that way. That's it. Shall I do that again? Flip, 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 signature. That's going to open like that. Pocket just there. Open like that. There's going to be a signature just there. That's going to open like that. Close it like that. Close it like that. And we're at the back. So it goes flip, flip, little signature in there, signature in there, pocket in there, pocket in there. So I think that works quite well. So I hope you can see where it is. Do you want me to open it out again so you can just kind of see where we're at? Just one more time. So that goes on there like that. So it all folds up nicely together. I'm not going to put loads and loads of pages in because, you know, they do get really, really full. Somebody asked me about putting the pages in, so I'll just quickly explain how I do that. So that's the back of it. So if we go back to the front, I want to put a few pages in here, in this little bit. I want a signature to go in just there. And I want a signature to go in just there. I thought about putting one here in this bit, but I don't think it'll work. I might put some fabric on there just to strengthen it, but I don't think I need to, because it's got quite a few layers of paper just there. So this is going to be my main signature just here. So what I've done, I've cut a couple of papers because it's either got to go underneath that or that's got to go over it, because the signature is going to sit in here. I think these papers are probably too long at the minute. Probably needs cutting down. So I'm going to have a signature in there. So what I've tried to think, that's got to go either over it or under it. So I'm not sure. It'll probably go under it, I think. But that means it can't stick out further than there. So that when it's in, it's not going to stick out further than those two. So I've cut these two papers and kind of measured them against here. So they fit there. There's about 1/4 of an inch there, and the same on that side. So somebody asked how many papers I put in my last one. And to be honest, I didn't count it because I want to do a little bit of decorating. And if you add too many papers, it'll just get too big and bulky. But I will put fabric down where I'm stitching a signature in. So I'll put my papers together and do some decorating. So I guess the next one that you see will probably be a flip through. Maybe, but I just want to leave this all to dry nicely now. So I hope I've not confused you all too much. I really do appreciate your support. And if there's anything that I've done that you've not understood, I probably haven't understood it either. But just do let me know. Now that's the other place the signature's going to go in, just there. That's quite pretty with that as well, isn't it? So I'm going to mess about with it and think about what papers I want to go in. So I hope you're crafting along with me, and I hope I haven't confused you all too much. But take care, folks, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.